It has been a wild year in state politics, especially in Indiana. Now, as the year comes to a close, News 10's Joe Ostrowski sits down with Governor Mitch Daniels for a two-part look at Indiana life.
Thank you, Democrats!
It was a year of protest, pickets, and a parliamentary walkout. At the heart of the political battle, a simple question: how to bring jobs to Indiana. We posed that question to Governor Mitch Daniels.
It's our job to be as inviting to business as we can, to be as aggressive.
The governor's first chance to do that didn't come from Indianapolis, though, but from Springfield, Illinois, where lawmakers passed a sweeping tax increase. At the time, Daniels predicted a migration of business out of Illinois and into Indiana. We asked the governor if that prediction had come true.
We've seen 20 or 25 companies that we have dealt with directly as a state. There are others we hear about, and in this awful national economy, we just think a state needs every edge it can get in trying to bring jobs in for its people.
But in April, Republicans of the legislature pushed for new legislation they said would lure more jobs to Indiana by limiting the power of unions. It was called Right to Work, and it's a measure Daniels defends.
Right to work states have lower rates of unemployment. And what we know is that it costs us a lot of middle-class jobs. When Indiana gets a shot at a company, doesn't matter how many other states are competing, we've been winning more than 60% of the time. The problem is, 1/4 or 1/3 of the time, these companies won't look at a place without the right to work protection.
Eventually, Republicans dropped the proposal. But in the months since, leaders have said they'd push for it again. Governor Daniels says he believes the measure could pass.
When Hoosiers are asked if a person should be compelled to pay union dues or have it be their own choice, 3 to 1 say no, let the worker decide.
Whether that happens or not, the numbers show that some jobs are already coming to Indiana. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, the state's unemployment rate has dropped from 9.5% last December to 9.1% in November, and it's lower than many neighboring states. But Daniels says that's small consolation.
Yes, Indiana's doing better than all our neighboring states, and but that's not near good enough. The national economy is so lousy that to beat the averages is still not to do too well.
And he says improving the state's standing will be a job for the year ahead. In Terre Haute with photojournalist Mike Latta, Joe Ostrowski, News 10.
Now, tomorrow we'll bring you more of our interview with Governor Daniels. We'll ask him about education policy, open government, and the state's meth epidemic.